Let's talk The Walking Dead comic, issue 148. Last issue's cliffhanger was Lydia pulling out a gun on Andrea. This issue, that gets quickly resolved in 4 pages, with Andrea pulling a gun on Lydia, Carl pulling a gun on Andrea, which immediately pissed me off because the crater-faced little shit already pulled a gun on Michonne. Fortunately, he snaps out of this impulsive decision and he threatens Lydia with a slug to the arm. But now I'm left wondering if Carl's impulse to violence, even with those that he loves, is a warning sign of what is to come. Next, we witness the cover coming alive as Alpha breaks down into tears while leaning on a tree. A fellow Whisperer actually catches her and shows some level of compassion and understanding, even saying he's going to keep her secret so she doesn't get challenged, and she rewards his loyalty with a slit throat, preserving her secret like a mafia boss. This plays out in just 5 pages and does reveal what we have all speculated. The Whisperers get challenged for their leadership, and this was not the first time that Alpha has been challenged. Or maybe I should say, this Alpha. Moving on to the Saviors, we only get 2 pages with them, but we do get a very revealing look at the differences Dwight has made as the leader compared to Negan. First off, the Sanctuary itself. It's clean, clutter-free, and does not have that Walker security system all around the perimeter. But most importantly, it's the conversation. It appears that Dwight's leadership is actually very much welcomed, seemingly held together by loyalty and what is best for all of them. The last words a Savior tells Dwight is, "No, sorry, you can't quit." And now, the moment I wanted a lot of people to get a flying sidekick to the teeth, the community members come unglued at a meeting, after Rick actually presents a very logical plan on how to deal with this without going on a suicide mission. Fists are thrown, people are tackled, and no one is safe. I feel it's important to take notice Eugene was with the mob until they started to crumble into chaos. He's mad, but he's not blinded by rage. And yep, there's Father Gabriel. I want to add, I am loving Jesus' loyalty and love for Maggie. He literally flying sidekicks his way over to her. Rick interrupts this with a couple warning shots, followed by a threat that I read in Andrew Lincoln's voice. With all the chaos, do not forget, it is very clear that Rick, Maggie, and Jesus are all together on this. Even Eugene seems to want to avoid the madness taking over. So then I'm left wondering, who will betray Rick Grimes? Put your predictions for that in the comment box. Now after the chaos, Rick washes up thinking, fuck. Which brings us to a potentially misleading cliffhanger. Rick tells Negan, I need your help. But what help? I am still believing that Rick is just asking for advice, or he can use Negan as a scare tactic. But I don't believe Rick trusts him enough for anything that has to do with him coming out of his cage. Then again, where the hell is he gonna go? I would rate this issue as a mid-good. The Mexican standoff fit the story and characters, but it felt more like a cliffhanger tool than it did an organic part of the story. Alpha's breakdown and cover-up was crucial into shedding more light onto her, how she feels, and how cold she was in preserving her role as Alpha. A peek at the Sanctuary was needed, even though it was only to show the Saviors, the Sanctuary, and their support for Dwight as the leader, especially in these troubled days, and with Negan potentially coming out of his cage very soon. The most important scenes were of the meeting falling into chaos and outrage. All this is moving the story forward, and not just for the next issue, but for the next volume even. But I am still suspect and surprised that Rick's only words to Negan here was to ask for help. I still feel that Negan finding out about the Whispers after asking why Olivia has not been the one to check up on him would have been the more organic route to take than Rick just asking for help. Seeing as just a few issues earlier, he aimed a frickin' pistol at his face and he wasn't shy at all about telling him how much he hated his guts and there would be no trust and yada yada yada. With that said, I still understand there's only 22 pages, and you can only pack so much into a single issue comic. And I will wait until the conversation between Rick and Negan in issue 149 before I make my final judgments on the direction they're taking here. But what do you guys think about this issue and this cliffhanger? Sound off in the comment box below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.